Hello and welcome back to the lab. Today on the bench, again, there is nothing. I'm waiting on some parts for the 475 restoration. So while I'm waiting on those critical parts to continue the alignment on that, I realized I do need to record another update video for everybody. So this is kind of going to be a state of the lab, filling everybody in on the stuff that's happened. It has been a wild 3 weeks around here, and but I'll get into that. And unlike the last time I did one of these videos, I have a lot of good news this time. So a little bit of bad news, but more good news than bad news. First things first, thank you for everybody who has joined the channel, joined into the lab. I am very appreciative of everybody being here. The comment section is absolutely fantastic, and it has been an incredibly enjoyable experience making the videos and putting them out on YouTube for everybody. So truly, thank you for being here. And as always, more will be on the way. The good news is, 3 weeks ago, the new truck showed up. In the previous video, we had the car problems and things like that. That was actually time frame wise now, that was back in February, so it's been a while, but we do have the new truck, and it is, I thought it was going to be a long and arduous break-in project. It is not. That's part of what's the crazy week. So 3 weeks. It's been so crazy. I've had the truck for 2.5 weeks at this point, and it already has 3,000 miles on it. So it's been running really hard, and I have needed it because the storms we've been having up here and around here have been absolutely crazy. My plans for right now on the truck are I'm not doing much modifications to it. It is a very expensive vehicle with a lot of capabilities, and it is a tool, not a toy. So it's going to work hard, and we're going to go forward. I did, however, add some gauges to it because I apparently have an incessant need to monitor everything. So if people are interested in something like that, especially with it being a tow vehicle, I wanted to watch a lot of temperatures. Now, the nice thing about this current truck is it has all the probes and the sensors and everything like that. It's just getting the data out of the computer. So I didn't have to modify anything. I didn't have to do anything like that. I just had to have a readout put in. So it turned out to be a lot easier than it was, and does not have any warranty problems because what I'm using is not. There's no tuning. There's nothing like that involved. It is monitoring only, read only out of the computer. No edits. So don't have any warranty problems. Everything is good. So that's been the good news. It has been working very hard with storm cleanup and some of my other problems. The lightning has been incredibly spectacular around here, and that has been very damaging to equipment that I maintain and service. So it's been driving, it's been on the road quite a bit, just keeping up with the storms and keeping everything that I manage up and running. In terms of parts and projects, I'm still waiting on stuff coming in. I did get some bad news from DigiKey. One of the ICs that I had ordered for the 7854 is completely discontinued. It's not even a back order anymore. They just flat out canceled the order and said it will not ship. We don't know when it will ship, so we're not even going to bill you, and we're closing this order. So I'll be doing a bill of materials very shortly on the 7854 project and getting that all squared away. Figuring out exactly what I need. I think about 80% of the parts have come in. There are some ICs that are still missing for sure, and I think I may need some tantalum capacitors for that one. But other than that, I think we should be good. Getting really close to being able to get some of those cards built. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the 91 ohm resistors, some of the termination resistors showed up just last week. So, for the people that have reached out about the truck, and I've been discussing with a few people about doing pickups and things like that for some bulk pickups of some labs. I'm getting very close to being able to facilitate that. The vehicle's here. With 3,000 miles on the truck, I am about 80% through break-in. Break-in stops at 4,500 miles, and then I can start really towing with it, hooking up trailers and things like that. I still got to drive a little slowly in the beginning. I actually got to see what the mileage is on that one. I don't recall off the top of my head, but I got to keep it under 50 with the trailer. For it's either 500 miles or 2,500 miles. I can't remember. I'll have to check the manual. But once I get through that, it's ready to hit hard. But I can probably 2 weeks, maybe 3, I'll be able to hook up a trailer. So next week, if we get a couple more storms through here and I have to run and get some more equipment, fix some more equipment that's been blown up. Going into storms, we did have some destruction here at the lab. We ended up with a 15-inch hole in the roof, so that could have been pretty catastrophic with everything that was going on, and with all the gear that's here, things like that. Obviously, probably none of this gear likes water, especially when it's plugged in. The good news is I wasn't aware of the damage, but somebody was looking out for me, and I got a phone call saying, "Hey, you got a 15-inch hole in the roof," and I was able to get that undercover before the next storm. I had about 3 hours to get that done, but we got it done, and it's waterproof. I've been monitoring that very, very closely over the last 2 weeks, just making sure that it was waterproof and we didn't have an ongoing problem. But we were able to get that done. That is not a temporary repair. That is a final repair, so we're not waiting on anything there or anything like that. We're good to go there. The lab stayed dry, but it got a little dicey there for a bit. I have 2 things that are back ordered for the lab. One of them is the pressure washer, and the other one is I bought a scanner that we're going to use in the lab. The good news is I got notifications that the scanner is shipping. I don't have movement on the tracking number yet, but it should be moving sometime this week. So that will be in, and that will be something coming up. That will be a feature for the channel. I should have the pressure washer by the end of August. The vendor that I ordered that from, when they got their last shipping container, I was order number 75. I'm now order number 25. So I am guessing, unless they get seriously shorted in their next batch, that I'll end up in the next shipment. But I did get bad news. That was slated for middle of July, and the container got pushed back. So it will now be beginning late July, beginning of August. So I'll be able to take care of the vehicles very well, and we'll also be able to start really washing down some chassis, things like that, to up the restorations. I do want to end up with a sandblasting cabinet and a few other things, because I would like to do some paint work, things like that, on the restorations, and do some chassis work that I can't ultimately do now. So that's all stuff that's going to be coming. I also have run into, if you look back in the video catalog, I did a video on the airline that I put into the lab. I'm going to be doing a short video on some changes that I'm going to make to the airline, because there were some mistakes that I made when I put that in, and they have been driving me nuts. And the way I want it to work, it's been less than ideal. So all the stuff around the bench in the lab is fine. It's the stuff up towards the compressor. I need better pressure control and a couple of more valves added to the lines. Inflating car tires with 200 psi air is a bit much. My inflator doesn't like that. The tires don't go that high, but so I need to add some more control in the garage. So that will be coming as well. I'm also very happy to say that we're pretty much through the thick of it. I had one more bit of car problems that cropped up. Our other vehicle that we were running while we were waiting for the truck, which did end up being a 14-ish week wait. It ended up needing brakes all around, all four wheels. So I had to do brakes on that, but we're all through that now and everything. So the timing has been absolutely insane. I have had, we hit exactly what we wanted to do, so everything is good there, but we hit it by like hours. I was not expecting the truck when it landed 3 weeks ago, so I was getting very close to being ready, and then all of a sudden I had to be ready in about an hour. Because I talked, what ultimately happened was I talked to the dealer on Tuesday the week previous, and it hadn't shipped yet. So we were waiting for a ship date. Don't know what we were gonna do, and then I get a call that Thursday and goes, "Hey, it's not only shipped, but it's here." So there was some other stuff that they were doing with some packages that the dealer was putting on for me that I had to wait till Tuesday of the next week to pick it up. So it sat there over the weekend because the weather was going to be stormy that weekend, and we were doing some body protectants and things like that. So I didn't want to get it all dirty just to put a paint protectant layer on it and then have that stuff all stuck underneath the paint protectant layer. So we just let it sit in the bay until it was time to get all that done. There is a lot of Tektronix restorations on this channel. I never intended this channel to be 100% Tektronix test equipment restorations. That's just the way it's worked out, almost worked out for now. I've got a couple of things, but I've always wanted to focus on restorations and repairs of lots of things, not just Tektronix test equipment. So I am looking to get some HP equipment. I'm also looking to, there'll be some more mechanical repairs, things like that going forward. If anybody has any interest in some of the truck stuff, let me know in the comments, and I will do some videos on that specifically. It's really what you guys want to see is what I'll turn the camera on and show. The other thing that one of my other main goals for the channel was always to help everybody get from zero to lab. So if you have to spin up from nothing, how do you get there? And going through the build process of all facets, because I've seen a lot of videos that focus on the electronics portion of it. I've seen a lot of videos that focus on like the machining portion of it, things like that. But I'm going to end up needing to hit all facets to do the work that I want to do and keep some of this equipment running for the long term. So the channel will branch out from just tech test equipment, but it will always kind of be centered around building a functional workspace and spinning that up and getting that going. So also to that end, thank you for everybody who's leaving comments. It does help me give the channel direction, lets me know what you guys want to see. To everybody who is helping with videos, reaching out and asking me if I want to, if I'm willing to work on some things and get some stuff repaired. Videos are always good. I do enjoy doing the repairs, so I like taking things that are completely out to lunch and bringing them back to life. As weird as it sounds, that is fun for me. So definitely let me know what you what you guys want to see. A little bit more time, and then I'll be back into being able to acquire more equipment for the lab. Obviously, the first bit of the year, the truck kind of soaked up everything. So I do appreciate everybody being with us through that transition. But the good news is transition's almost over. There is one video that I want to make sure everybody knows is coming. I got a request to do a comparison on, I think it's the BG7 GT. It's the common GPS-DO that a lot of people are using. I did get a request to smash that up against the rubidium standard in the lab for a while. So that video is coming. I just need to be able to order one, or if anybody has one that they're willing to let me borrow for a little bit, I could just do the testing on that, but I do need to get an example for the lab. I'm also getting a lot of questions about the 2000 series tech scopes. I do have some plans to do some videos on the 2000 series tech scopes, so those will be coming as well. I am just currently lacking for examples on those, so I need to get some to put in front of the lens, and then we can see what it takes to make one of those tick. I have had some requests to do some AA500 series devices for some people. I am hesitant to do those currently, only because they require the SG505s, and I have not validated the SG505s that I have to the distortion spec that they're supposed to have. I'm looking for a way to do that. There's a very special tunable notch filter that I've seen one of them crop up, and it went for, I mean, I was bidding on it, but it went for quite a bit of money, especially for what it was. But if anybody knows a way that I could get some really good distortion analysis done, let me know. I've tested them to the limits of my AA501s, and they seem to be good. I'm assuming they're in spec. But I don't want to adjust someone else's gear without knowing that they're in spec. I've measured the distortion on the E4411B, the spectrum analyzer. The SG505's distortion spec is way better than the spectrum analyzer, so I can measure it to the noise floor of the spectrum analyzer, in which case it does pass. It's like 0.25% THD. But I need to go even lower than that to validate the 505s. I'd also like to validate the 502s, but I need the so if anybody knows any ultra low distortion measuring capabilities. Now, when I say ultra low, a Keithley 2015 is not good enough. I need to go further than that. So the SG505s, for what they are a crazy signal source in terms of their distortion specification. So just hooking an SG505 up to a Keithley 2015, I'm below the noise floor of the 2015. So that's not even good enough. But we do what we can with what we got. So all in all, thanks for riding with us during this time of transition, but things are on the upswing, and we should be back to regularly scheduled program shortly. I am very optimistic at what the future holds, and I am having a lot of fun seeing what's next. So thanks again for sticking with us, and I will see everybody in the next video.